Ladies and gentlemen, warriors of life, let me tell you something right now. There is power in small steps. There is power in doing the little things every single day. And if you don't believe me, if you don't think that small actions can create massive change, then listen up, because I am here to tell you otherwise. Let's start with a real story of resilience, pain, and ultimate triumph. Imagine a young girl born into a society that tells her she is less, a world that tells her she is weak. She grows up in poverty, where education is a luxury and her dreams are nothing but distant stars. But she refuses to listen to the noise. Every single day, she wakes up before dawn, helps her family, and then walks miles to a school that barely has books. She studies under a flickering street lamp at night while the world tells her to give up. One step at a time, one page at a time, one sacrifice at a time. And then years later, she stands as a leader, as a voice, as proof that small steps lead to greatness. Her name is Malala Yousafzai. Shot in the head for daring to dream, but she took one small step every day and changed the world for girls everywhere. This is the power of small steps. The world is built to tell you no. It is built to make you believe that you are not enough. Women, especially, have been told to sit down, be quiet, and accept their fate. But history is proof that small steps create movements. That's how Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat. That's how Harriet Tubman freed hundreds. That's how Madam C.J. Walker became the first female self-made millionaire despite being born to former slaves. The problem is that most people quit too soon. They expect overnight success. They think that if they don't see results today, it's not working. But let me tell you something. The difference between the successful and the ones who give up is simple: resilience. It's the ability to keep taking those small steps when no one is watching, when no one is clapping. Think about Serena Williams. She didn't become the greatest tennis player overnight. She started as a little girl on the courts of Compton, training in the heat, getting up before the sun, doing drills over and over until perfection was second nature. Small steps. That's how champions are built. Or think about Oprah Winfrey. Born into poverty, abused as a child, told she would never make it. But she took small steps every single day, building her career, refusing to accept the limitations others placed on her. Now she is one of the most influential women in the world. Small steps create empires. You see, the psychology of persistence is this: when you take a small action every day, it builds momentum, and momentum is unstoppable. When you refuse to quit, when you refuse to let setbacks define you, you become a force. The reason most people fail is not because they lack talent, intelligence, or resources. They fail because they stop. They stop when it gets hard. They stop when no one is encouraging them. They stop because the world convinces them that they can't win. But you, right here, listening to this, you have a choice. You have a decision to make. Will you let the world dictate your future, or will you take the small steps that lead to greatness? Because here's the truth: every woman who has ever changed history started with one small action. One moment of courage, one refusal to accept less. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to start. And you have to keep going, because every small step matters. Every small step adds up. And one day you will look back and realize that those tiny actions created a life bigger than you ever imagined. So get up, take that first step, and never stop moving forward. The world is waiting for you to rise.